over to YouTube. Fingers crossed. Let's just wait and see and make sure it comes up, and then we can proceed and finish the game. Exciting times. Alright, and let's have a look. Yep, we are live. Fantastic. It is working on YouTube. Awesome. Okay. Let's get all set up, baby. Let's get it all going. Let's get it all going. There we go. Let's just type out the stream link. There we go. You letting viewers pick choices? I'm letting them pick some of them, yeah. The big ones I'm letting people vote in a poll on Twitch. Okay. There we go. That's the link up there. And then we shall begin. Obviously, I will trim this off on the YouTube video as well. But here we are. Let's do a proper little YouTuber intro. Oh dear. That's not ideal. Let's just close that, or at least stop replying there, because that's in the way. There we go. Cool. Leave that open. Right. Okay, gamers. Let's begin, shall we? I'm really excited. Are you Team Amanda, Team Vin, or both? Romance, Team Amanda. In terms of characters, I like them both. Vin, I do think is pretty good. I don't love him as a romance option, but I do like the scenes with him. So, yeah. I like both. Personally, my first playthrough was Team Amanda only. Yeah, same. Alright. Oh, should have got some food, really, I feel like. I'm a bit peckish. Oh, well. Okay. YouTuber intro, incoming. Hello everyone, and welcome to the final chapter of Life is Strange Double Exposure. Much like the rest of the chapters, we are streaming this live, so there'll be some viewer interaction over from my Twitch. I will obviously read out live chats on both platforms as and when they come up, if they're obviously relevant to what we're talking about. So, we're here for the finale. We just found out that Yasmin is responsible for everything with Safi, with her book deal, etc. And like I said, a twist that I don't think was as amazingly executed as the chapter 2 and 3 twists, but we're still here to see how it all turns. Ooh, getting caught in my words, how it all turns out in the final chapter. So without any further ado, let's see how it all comes to an end in Chapter 5 of Life is Strange Double Exposure. And to finish off, we're going to go back to the standard outfit. I do like the Freebird one, that is cool, but we're gonna go standard outfit. We're going to finish as we started. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin. Chapter 5, Decoherence. Is that a summation of the plot? Sorry, that was excessive, but you get the point.
It worked.
See, because I figured she'd go back to the point where she took the picture with the gun.
To the night of. But
before the storm, you might say.
The storm's here.
But no, it's here, yeah.
Maybe it's everywhere. And if I'm here, then Safi, the Overlook.
Find her. Not even find Safi. Find her. Let's get there. Come on. We've got to run up the whole Overlook again. Oh, actually, not the whole Overlook. I did skip some of it, which makes sense.
Which Safi will be there?
Hang on, where's the Abraxas pin gone? That's vanished.
The
Oh,
one that drank
that's not very
champagne with
consistent.
me out of a crappy mug? Or the one who hurt so many people? Even herself.
The owl.
I didn't want any of this. I tried so hard to save her.
But, yeah, very true. Very, very true. Here we go.
Fancy seeing you here.
So you don't even know what timeline it is now. Which Safi are you?
Which Safi are you? Am I even Safi? After all that?
I do like the storm looks quite similar. Like colour-wise and like the art style.
Shit. You really did.
Wait, now she's holding the gun. She wasn't holding it before, was she?
Weather's worse than I remember it.
Storm followed me.
So did I, apparently.
I've never done that before.
Yeah, bringing someone back through a photo. You've never done that, apart from yourself. And here you are, the night Safi died with the gun.
It's time.
No, neither of these. No.
Do you understand what you're asking me to do?
You've already done it, right? At this point, it's just recitation.
Sophia, I'm serious. This is too much.
Stop stalling, Max. You saw what happened. There wasn't any of me left. It was all Moses and Ben and Lucas and Quinn. It hurt so much. I hurt so many people. Help me fix it. Please.
Now, I do want to point out the narrative inconsistency here. Safi was sat on the bench and Max was facing us with the storm behind her.
Feels good. Final.
In the grand scheme of things, it's not that deep, but, you know.
Maybe we are cursed. You, me, and Maya? Or maybe the world is cursed. We just live in it.
Sophie, that's
Poetry and bullshit? Yeah. I know.
you're so important to me, Sophie.
God, you're such a cornball.
That's Max in a nutshell, though, in fairness. Whoa!
Pull the trigger. Okay.
Needs to be a bit more up here to recreate it, about here.
No. No. Fuck this.
Max!
And there it goes.
What are you doing?
I have no idea. Kinda making this up as I go. But I'm not gonna make another impossible choice between two shitty futures.
I do love that idea, but I do slightly fear for what will happen with the storm. Yeah, I do like that. I mean, obviously, you could argue that Max could make the choice. Like, does she repeat the decision or does she refuse to? But I do kind of like that they don't just completely rehash that. Because one thing with Chapter 5 you'll notice is there is some rehashing. 2 moons, for one thing. But there is a bit of a habit of rehashing things here, and I don't think we needed more of that. I think it's a good choice to have Max as a character who's grown and evolved be like, no, do you know what? I'm not making this choice again. I'm going down this road, but I'm refusing to let it go the same way. I like that. But what are the consequences of breaking the loop? You come from a universe where Safi's dead. You've told her about it and then not done it.
Okay, so looks like I'm not dead.
Unless this is a dream. It was all a dream.
And I'm in the North Quad.
Of all
Small
places.
victories, Max.
Why not the South Quad? Why do we never see the South Quad?
So quiet for a storm. Like, oppressively quiet. Safi? Safi!
It's not just Safi, there's no one there.
past anymore. Safi could be back to the way she was. I have to find her. Mom and Dad? Blackwell Academy? That was forever ago.
And also the same text.
What's wrong with my phone? Why can't I respond?
Can't wait for you to come home this summer. We're sure Blackwell Academy is great and all, but we miss you. It's throwback season, baby. There's loads of things about... Oh, I didn't realize they crossed out things for different characters. Yasmin cancelled the book deal. Gwen was doing her bidding. Yep. There is no other Max. The only person that photos was me. I can't keep lying to myself anymore. I kill Safi, but maybe there's a way to stop this. Is there though? Is there? Let's have a look. Let's find out, people.
Safi?
Max!
I can hear you. But where?
Where are you? What's going on?
Oh, there's someone over here. But it's not Safi, it's Diamond.
Max, thank God. I walked out of the snapping turtle and then somehow I was here.
It's gonna be weird to experience this from someone else's point of view. I'm not hallucinating that, right?
You see all this too, don't you? The eye of the storm? I see it. What the fuck is going on?
A good question for another day.
I don't know. But if things are weird now, they're only going to get weirder.
That's not comforting. I wish Moses was here. I hope he's okay.
Come on, let's get inside. This storm is as bad as it looks. Maybe Safi and Moses found shelter.
Max!
I'm right behind you.
Some weird texture effects in the sky there, it looked like for a second, but... Well, let's go into the North Quad. Or Fine Arts Building, sorry. We're on the North Quad. I swear I know the campus by now, I promise. Except, this isn't the Fine Arts Building. Oh, what? Yeah, you can guess this is kind of going a bit mind trippy now.
This definitely isn't the Fab. And Diamond is definitely not here.
But someone else is.
But Moses is?
The blue and red symbolizes both timelines, Noel. Oh, good idea, Noel. Oh, new messages from Kat and Warren. The cat. Hey, Max, you up? Who is this? I don't really have time for this shit. You pet me and feed me, but suddenly I'm chopped liver. By the way, please pick up some chopped liver on your way home. Iris.
Getting blocked by a cat is definitely a low point.
This customer has blocked you.
I'm past the living in a dorm age. I'm past responding to Warren's texts, too.
Yeah, fair. He's a fine character, but he was never the best. Hey, Mad Max, where you hiding? I tried to drop up those rad decap for days DVDs you let me borrow, but you weren't in your room. They were super cool, like you said. The way that one guy slashed through 5 heads at one time. Yo! Text you back. Max, don't ignore me. Whatever, I'll stop by your dorm whenever you're around. See you, pup. If he ever said pup, that's disgusting. I don't think he ever said that. Warren was a bit of a creep at times, but pup would have been too far. Just would have been. Sorry. Safi's bag. A lantern. The green lantern. Telescopes. A lot of telescopes. And Mr. Moses. Mr. Murphy, hello, sir. What's happening here?
Hey, Moses?
Give me the Cliff Notes version of what we're actually here to see.
Since when do you smoke?
Doing normal people shit like some kind of healthy, productive member of society.
I don't know how obvious it is so quickly to everyone now, but...
So I guess it's good you're outside for now.
So, should we be worried about this crazy asteroid hitting Earth?
But the body language, as well as the voice lines, I don't know how obvious it is, but this is not Moses. Not Moses' words, not Moses' body language, none of it.
You're not making any sense. Are you trying to tell me something?
Just trying to capture the perfect photo. The perfect photo. The perfect photo.
Hang on. Safi?
There we go.
All right, Max. You have 24 hours before the world ends. What would you do?
Safi, are you in there?
Max! Max, it's me, Moses.
Moses!
All right, Max. You have 24 hours before the world ends. What would you do?
I don't know.
What did you say the last
I
time
guess
that
I'd-
Safi asked that question? Take a picture. Look at the Polaroid. I'm gonna stop making that joke now. It's such a cool camera, though.
Strange. This feels right. But that's just Safi. I haven't double exposed a photo in a while, but if I superimposed two images of Moses on top of each other, maybe I could separate the Safi parts out of Moses.
Which is probably the coolest thing this episode does. I mentioned this in my review. I love the use of double exposure in this. I absolutely love it. Also, nice to see a few of you in the live chat on YouTube as well, folks. Welcome. But yeah, lining up the double exposure shot with Moses, like so, breaks Moses out of the influence of Safi, which is so cool.
Thank you.
It's a great use of the feature.
What happened?
I don't know. It was like Safi had locked me in a kind of, I don't know, a sarcophagus. I was trapped, but still protected somehow. And I could hear Safi. I could hear you. Just outside of it,
And what did she say?
What did she say?
She was hurting, Max. That's all I could tell. Whatever you did, snapped me out of it. Or snapped her out of me?
Max? Max, where? I'm sorry,
Safi? Safi? Safi.
You okay?
I think I know what I have to do.
Bet. I'm coming with you.
No, stay here. The storm. I've been through something like it before. Reality gets unreliable. Better if you sit tight.
Machine, Angel, Psychic, Storm?
He said the thing! I still don't know what that is, but... Nerd thing.
care, Max.
I can understand that.
See you on the, flip side.
Catch you on the flip-flop. Sorry, sometimes I say things and I go, why did I say that? That wasn't cool. But... the blue butterfly.
Moses.
A window opens. Or something like that.
A window opens.
And when did Max last say that? But in a certain academy.
What? Where?
Woohoo! Woohoo!
This isn't Caledon. This is Blackwell Academy. Chloe was shot here. I listened to it happen. You don't know who the fuck I am or who you're messing around with.
Where'd you get that? What are you doing?
Chloe!
Come on, put that thing down!
Don't ever tell me what to do. I'm so sick of people trying to control me.
This is such a an interesting take on this, seeing Max with Safi. Like the exact same lines as Nathan and Chloe. But I just remember Deck 9 being like, you can play this without playing the first game. And there's no way you could. There's no way at all. This would make no sense to you. In the final episode, you couldn't be like, play this without playing the first one. No.
Sophie's right. Maybe we are cursed. Cursed to relive our worst moments over and over again.
Nathan Max is really funny. Yeah, Hannah Tellsworth does a
I
really
had
good
a
job of
chance to
portraying
save
other characters
Chloe
playing her, if that
from
makes
this
sense.
bathroom, from
Safi Max,
Nathan's
Nathan
gun.
Max. She, like, portrays
And
them
I
differently.
did. And dozens of people died instead. To my Storm. Well, joke's on you, Storm. If you don't think I play out this moment in my head every day, then you don't really know me.
If you don't know me by
Where
now,
is that coming from?
you will never, ever, ever know me. So now I'm going to kick open some bathroom doors. Is that the hot dog man noise from the tree? Close here. Thanks. I was actually going to close the toilet door by the bottom of it. That's actually what I was thinking of doing. It must be hard to do, I guess, for like whatever the engine or layout, whatever it is for this game. But I would have loved if there weren't any black screens in between some of these transitions. It would make it feel far more trippy. Or even do what they did in the flashback in the last episode of the first season. There are a lot of Neb dolls there. Where, like, there's that segment where Max keeps going down the dorm hallway, and every time she goes through the right door, she changes into a different character. Like, have her go through and then have it morph in front of you. Have her kick through the door, and all of a sudden the background changes from being in Blackwell to just whoosh,
Lucas,
bowling alley.
I have to get down there.
Do you care about Lucas? I didn't think you would have done. What are you looking for? A Neb doll. We can go out here and there's a lot of Neb dolls out here.
One Neb is cute. Kinda. One. Kinda. This is not that.
Let's give him a squeeze. Squeezies. I want them all of them?
Behold, a devil.
Jesus. Possessed dolls much?
It raises the question of how much of this is Safi like consciously controlling things and how much is accidental. But we can't get down the stairs. They're blocked just like in the first chapter. I do love when things come full circle. So perhaps going into another timeline will fix it. Go fuck yourselfie! Everyone's favorite line from Victoria Chase and the Red Binders, which, by the way, horrific.
Jefferson's sick photos. One binder for each girl.
It would have been even worse if they actually put the names on the binders. Slightly weird they didn't do that. It's Jefferson's darkroom door. Again, more and more you kind of get to the point where you're like, why was this? You know, why was...
The door of Jefferson's bunker. I can never forget it.
Like, why did they say you didn't have to play the first game? Like, that just is objectively false. Oh.
He can't be anything but that. I can't.
This would mean nothing to you if you haven't played it. Like, at all.
I was 18 when Jefferson trapped me in that chair. I'm not 18 anymore. So this is what it's gonna take.
Examining it, and suddenly, bam, she's in the chair.
Oh God.
Nightmares are strange.
Can't move.
A bit like life. Now, this was uncomfortable, to be fair. But you don't see Jefferson. Instead, it's Neb with red eyes talking to you. Oh, it's Lucas's voice.
I still hate that word, but I...
Oh, that cuts his line off? Oh, why? But it's the exact same words. Another case of them using dialogue from Life is Strange 1, but, like, having someone else do the audio. It's weird that they, like, maybe there's some reason they can't use the archival audio, but that doesn't make sense to me because Square Enix owns the IP, and therefore all the games within it, so why would they not be able to, you know? Anyway. We broken out.
No.
I'm waking up.
Never again. Once is all you get.
And there's the ladder. Let's go and save Lucas, although I don't know why we're so
Get the
concerned
hell
about
out of
saving him.
here.
Literally just went out of our way to destroy his career, rightfully so. And yet now it's like, I guess I'll go save him from this nightmare. It'd be interesting if they gave you the choice to just not save him. Kind of like in season 1 with Jefferson, like, would you just, like, push David to kill him? Or not? Would have been interesting to have a bit
Still
more
need to
agency there.
get to
Like, does
Lucas.
Lucas deserve to be saved? Okay. Where is Lucas? Oh, yeah, we need to shift timelines. Where? Oh, there we go. I was going to say, where is the timeline shifting point? All this part is missing is a Beans reference? Yeah. There's Lucas. But
A forgotten hope. Like a crack of light across.
didn't realize this first time around. Loretta is just chilling here.
Loretta, you okay?
I was following Professor Colmenero. I thought there was a story, but I'm so stupid.
Hey,
I'm glad you're saying it. I
gonna
wouldn't
be
say it,
all
but
right. Just stay here, okay?
Wait, Miss Caulfield. Please don't go.
oh, come on,
I
Loretta,
don't
get a
know what's
clue.
happening.
That's the name of her podcast, in case you haven't caught on to that. I'll explain later. Not everything needs
Don't
to be
worry.
told to you.
I can explain everything to you when this is over.
You promise?
I promise.
Mr. Colmenero, can we have a bit of a
We later.
chat, good sir?
We gaze at each other. In the windowless box.
Oh, great, my controller's dead.
It is flight.
That's helpful. Can you
Or
get this off the
fight.
screen, please, Xbox?
Never forgive.
Oh, my days. I love consoles. I have
Lucas,
to shove it in my face.
It's me.
There we go.
It's Max.
But there are no bells, doors, or windows. Only his face. A mirror.
I assume that's part of Safi's poetry, right? I'm guessing.
And I feel a forgotten hope.
Well, snap, you're going in my cringe compilation.
Smile, Lucas. Maybe double exposing the photo again? It worked with Moses.
Yes, it did. Shebang. I'm not actually sure if you have to line it up. I might try not lining them up at all and see if it works.
It's really you.
In the flesh.
I thought I was dreaming. Safi was there. What the shit is this place?
A magical place.
Stay put, okay? It's dangerous out there.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. And now someone else is there. Is that
I
Reggie?
think that's all I can.
Miss Caulfield? Is that you?
Everyone's just in this
I'm so
section.
glad you're okay.
Does Reggie ever wear a beanie until this point?
Max, what the hell is happening?
I'm not sure. It has to do with time. A time vortex that manifests in a storm. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean either.
Fuck, you're right. I remember Safi being shot, and I remember seeing her around campus.
Oh. He's got two different memories.
Just stay here, okay? I'm going to fix this.
Ooh, he's remembering both timelines.
This is Safi. Isn't it? This is her pain. What we did to her.
Vin, I don't think Safi blames you for.
No. You're right. She doesn't. She was in my head back there, and she doesn't think about me at all. Two Safis in two universes, and neither of them cared if I live or die.
I think that's being a bit extreme. Because you never died to find out whether she cared or not.
You know, I was in love with her.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious.
Or I thought I was.
Maybe you should focus on what's in front of you.
Yeah. I should go make sure Reggie's okay.
He looks like he could use a hug.
Or something.
Don't get too frisky inside a nightmare timeline, Vinny. You don't know what could happen.
Trust me.
I do. I do trust you. Be careful, Max.
Sounds very much as though they might be, maybe it's not a one-way thing. Let's leave the bowling alley and see what's next. What's next on our magical mystery tour of nightmares?
Out of the frying pan and into the turtle, I guess.
Ah, that age-old saying. Out of the frying pan, into the turtle.
Thank God. Are you okay?
I don't know. Weird shit at the turtle is someone flipping the paintings or the bathroom key going missing, not this.
Oh, it's Gwen. Cool jacket. And still using the same bottles as well for the first game.
Max.
Pretty much every bottle is that
What is
bottle,
this
which I think is
storm?
kind of cool.
Why is Gwen out there? And why are you not also freaking out?
Look. Go get yourself some water or a beer. And I promise I'll explain soon. Or try to. I don't think Gwen entirely knows she's outside.
Where does she think
Gotta
she
find
is?
a way to get
Mexico?
close enough to take Gwen's photo.
Puerto Lobos? Life is Strange 2 reference? What? Can we get out to it from here? We could, but there's no one out there.
Thought I'd be used to this.
One of the motels that she stayed in with Chloe.
The motel is new.
Is it? I figured it was just one of the ones she stayed in with Chloe.
Chloe's lockpicking set. She could even get me to open up.
Hello, sailor.
Pam, it was you? You're the Coronado
Duffel
Carver?
bag. The alarm clock is one of the most interesting things because it says ex-girlfriend is the time. Which, damn, it's a bit mean. There's also a book.
Chloe and I aren't enemies. She just doesn't want to talk to me anymore.
Very similar shot to the first game, Chloe and Max in her truck. Let's see what happens if we try to leave. It says no escape on the door.
Don't worry, Safi. I'm coming. Is this the same room?
Or not. Maybe you're not coming, Max.
No.
Maybe you're stuck in this motel.
This is where I stayed in Santa Fe. Chloe used to tell people my abandoned spaces photo shoots were just an excuse to be alone with her. She wasn't wrong.
The clock. The clock is made of cardboard. Reality's collapsing. What about the book now?
Lose my number. Trust me, Chloe. I've tried.
You better not lose her number, Max. Still says no escape
Just
on
so
there.
you know, the more you say no escape, the more I'm going to try.
Rightfully so. This also, I've mentioned this before in the review, like when I said there were a few points where it would have been great for Chloe to show up. This would have been a great point for Chloe to show up. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. She's not coming. I don't want anyone thinking that's what's happening. Sadly, it isn't.
Hang on. Okay, wait.
And now, a lot more things are 2D. The hot plate's 2D.
This is...
The TV is
Pretty
2D.
sure this is that motel in Cleveland.
The lockpick is
Never
2D.
did get used to sleeping alone.
The bag isn't 2D. Nor is the tripod. But the lamp is. The clock. The book isn't 2D. What does the book say now?
Problem is, Simon, I haven't just been remembering the past. I've been living in it. Even in my dreams.
Probably hard to do if you're, always looking back in timelines.
Alright, Cleveland. After this shoot, I'm gonna nap till June. Maybe September.
Life is Strange song reference? Now this, I love the colour scheme here, the black and white, kind of like noir film angle. It's just pretty cool. This is some Alan Wake type shit. Is it really?
I'm
Well, maybe one day I will play some Alan
so
Wake
tired.
properly. And we can't leave now. The only thing we can interact with is the bed.
Maybe
Just
if
lies
I
down
lie
and dies.
For a few minutes, all of these rooms will stop spinning.
Trust me, Max, lying down in bed can make you feel great. That could be taken in very different ways.
Feels
Do with it as you will.
nice to rest. I wish I didn't have to get up for that shoot. Who was the client again? Or the location? That's the problem with moving around so much. All these rooms really do start to blend
Alien in the
together
Twitch chat,
after
as
a
Max once famously said in Chapter 3, in my bed. Yep. I want someone to say that to me. Unironically, I want someone to, like, that line, I'm gonna be honest, that line would probably work on me. If you said it like that, that would be putty in your hands. I'm not gonna lie. That line just lives in my head rent-free as it is. Someone says that in person, I'm done for. I am done for. Oh my god. I just kind of like this kind of noir just vibe to this bit. Not sure it entirely makes sense, but it's cool. It's cool.
Nebula.
No.
Nebula.
No.
Nebula.
Me when I have to think about Payday 3. Oh no.
There was Safi. This isn't right.
I'm folding like some freshly washed laundry. Real, Alien. Real. These shots are so artsy. Even the bag is in the wall now. Ex-girlfriend.
Fuck.
Sums it up.
How do I get out of here if I can't even... How do I get out of here if I can't even open this
They
door?
could have done with different lines there, because it triggers it automatically and then you have to also look at the door to smash it in. Or at least push it. You can't open the door, Max. But you do have Dr. Martin's Cherry Red 1470. No.
Out!
Oh. I forgot she actually pushed it. It'd be great if the door was just on the floor, but I don't think... Oh, it just saw it disappear, bruh.
Travel to purgatory and back.
I'm back.
Oh.
Jesus, Max. Warn a girl first.
Which one?
Sorry.
You disappeared and I don't know where you went.
I'm okay. And I promise I'll explain everything. Later.
That's all she ever says. I feel so bad for Amanda. She never actually gets the proper gist of what's happening with Max. It's always just, I'll tell you later. And she's like, alright, sure, okay. Later? Yeah, okay, fine. It's like you always say that, Maximus. Hello, Gwen. Can we just take a snap? Yeah, look at that. It's like at this point, you just want to take the snapshot. Let's try and take one where she's completely
Hang
separate
on,
and see if
Gwen.
it works.
It's almost over.
So, double exposure. Boom. Is it going to work? Oh, it does. I thought you had to line it up at least a little bit, but I guess not.
Max! Oh! Thank you. The tender Lord. They were all... Safi. They called me a fraud. A coward.
It's okay. I got you. Amanda, you and Gwen stay here and take shelter.
Wait, what are you gonna do?
Safi's out there. Somewhere close. I can feel her. And she needs me. I need her.
Be safe, yeah?
When am I not?
Do you want me to get a list out?
Why do I always gotta fall for the weird ones?
I love the amount of times that Amanda says things like that, like, oh, I'm always going for the wrong girls, I'm always falling for the wrong people, I'm always going for the unavailable women. I just love how self-aware she is, honestly. Oh, back on the quad. In the club. Still not seen Megalopolis, that's the only line I've heard. Go to the club. That was such a weird film, by the way. I was so intrigued by that from the trailer, but everything I heard about it, I was like, oh yeah, I don't need to watch this. But I did see
I
that
always
one little
forget
scene.
You're so huggy.
I think Gwen does too. Her first scene, she says she's a hugger, but I don't think she ever hugs Max again. Are you yourself?
Did I do it? Are you you again?
As much as I ever was. Thank you, Max.
Don't thank me yet. We still have to find a way out of this place. Or this time.
She just sitting there having a smoke.
Hey, I'm taking a minute. All of that
Was pretty fucked up. Yeah.
Who needs all the king's horses and all the king's men? I've got you to put me back together again.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
You know, I was pretty cool. I accept fun and gratitude.
Consider yourself fond.
And this is what I meant as well about the sudden black screen transitions. They're a bit odd in this bit.
So, any chance of everybody just forgetting I tried to rip out their soul?
Oh, I haven't erased history. Also, the music sounds
I'd
screwed
erased
right now.
timelines before, but this time I think I assimilated them. Sorry.
Oh, you just assimilated the timelines.
Yeah, nothing major. Tuesday night activity.
Yeah. At least that's what it feels like.
Then where is everyone?
Time travel, alternate universes, scraping together the broken pieces of your unstable friends.
That's Life is Strange, baby.
What else can you do?
I can cook a mean spag bol. Actually, to be fair, make you breakfast.
I can fry a mean egg.
Promises, promises. What?
You just seem
Calm?
extremely chill, considering we're still stuck in a supernatural time storm.
It's the little things in life. Frappuccinos, movie marathons, chilling with your bestie in the void.
Again, these sudden cut-offs. Strange.
Here's the thing. I'm glad you were here too. You know. But I just tore everybody apart into tiny little pieces.
I mean, she didn't mean to. That is true.
You didn't mean to.
Are you sure? I didn't not mean to. Maya isn't any less dead. Everybody I cared about still betrayed me. My mom will never be different. I think the best thing would be clean break. I don't belong here.
Don't say that. Of course you do.
After your hometown got whirlwinded, what did you do?
Probably cry for a few years.
I ran away.
Yeah, but she destroyed the town. Well, technically.
You're not like me, Safi. You're way stronger than I ever was.
Maybe?
Don't say that about yourself.
But I don't know.
You have it wrong. People like you and me, we don't belong at some B-tier liberal arts university with a bunch of washed-up bloggers ready to knife each other for tenure. We're fucking divine.
Come on.
I'm serious. The shit that we can do, gods can do that stuff. Or monsters.
You're not a monster.
You can say whatever you want about the choices you made, but you aren't a monster. You're my friend.
I hurt people.
And I fixed it. We can fix it. Together.
Of course. Duh. That's why you're so confident. It figures the only person I can rely on is me.
Safi, I don't...
Last piece of me, Max. It's in you.
Yep. That's why they're not out of it. There's still a bit of Safi inside Max.
Why isn't it hurting me like it hurt everyone else?
Maybe I trust you. Maybe it's more of your Magic Max bullshit.
I'd buy that, honestly. Just put it down to supernatural powers. There are a few moments where you wonder if there's something between
wish I
these
didn't
two.
have to take it
I know
out.
someone said it in the
that
YouTube
weird?
chat. It is a little weird, yeah. Let's go back to the normal timeline.
It's a little weird. But what's some weirdness between friends? We should though, right? That's how we get out of here?
Yep.
If I had to put money on it, yeah.
It's probably for the best. We don't want you to get an infection or anything.
History will say these two are roommates. They will, Alien. It will, you know.
See you on the other side.
Selfie! Go. Why don't you go fuck your selfie? Whoa. That is a cool effect on the picture. I wonder if she's got the other ones physically printed out. She must do, right? And they're back on the Overlook.
Safia. Oh my god. Yasmin!
So she's just been there all night, bleeding out.
Everything is going to be okay. Don't worry. Do you think you can get up? Can you... Safi, help me!
Again, Yasmin meant to be the big bad. Doesn't really feel like it throughout this chapter, you know?
Clean break. Remember?
Maxine, don't let her go.
It's okay.
It's okay, you just sit there and bleed out even more. I'll go talk to your daughter. You do belong here. The mother line will not work.
You do have a place here. People need you. I need you, Safi.
Safi?
I don't know her. I can be anyone, Max. I can be a cute girl at the bar.
Literally told you not to do that.
I can even be...
I wish there'd been a line to add in there to say that I asked you not to. That
Sophie,
smile
stop
is
it.
devious.
It's real? I wasn't hallucinating?
Just like, yeah, just let it go, Yasmin.
What are you? And what did you do with my daughter?
You can make her forget she saw that, right? Better yet, you could make me unshoot her. You have an instant undo button on life, Max. Why not use it?
Because she doesn't even think it doesn't even work anymore.
I'm not your magical toy you can wind up to fix all your problems. You saw how bad things can go.
You're right. I've got a lot to learn. So teach me, Miss Caulfield.
What?
You said we could fix everything. Together.
Safi. I can't. I have my life. Everybody.
I'm going to find other people like us. People with powers. I spent my whole life thinking I was the only one. knowing I could never tell anyone because they would look at me like that.
See, it's a great performance, but this is a very
Matters
quick
you.
180 to a villain here. I'm going to assemble superpowered
me.
people and be divine.
Time traveler and a shapeshifter. Imagine what we could do. And who cares if I'm a silly little girl whose mom needs to show her how the world works? Because now, it works however I want it to. Stay here. Keep your job, your life, whatever irresistible glory Caledon can offer you. But I have to know. When I come back, are you going to stay with me, Max? Are we in this together? Or is everything you said in the storm just words?
Right. So, Noelle, you know what to do here. I really did hope that playing this again on stream would change my opinion of it. Unfortunately, it just hasn't. It's just... Need I remind you that the first game, the big choice was, do you sacrifice a town or sacrifice your best friend? The big choice here is, so Safi's now suddenly the big bad guy. She wants to assemble people with powers and rule over everything and be this big, you know, like, all-powerful being. And the question is, so you stay and do exactly the same thing you would no matter what happens, but when I come back, are you going to be with me or against me? Just being blunt and being real as someone who fucking loves these games, that is easily the worst final choice I've ever seen in one of these games. Because it just, as you'll see, there's no consequence. Maybe like the odd line changes, but I don't feel, like when I first played this, I agreed. And I'll be honest now, I would absolutely disagree. I don't like what they're going with their character. I feel like when I first played it, I didn't fully take in what was happening because I felt like it was such a 180 so quickly. It just, and this is what I meant, I just feel like this almost feels like a different game in the last two chapters. Like, there's good stuff, there's great character moments, some really cool scenes, but narrative-wise, it just feels like it goes off a cliff, and I don't really know where it's, how I'm meant to feel, where it's meant to go. It's just not an enticing offer, and I'm glad to see that the majority of you agree with me. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're refusing. It's not in Max's character at all to now suddenly want to use her power for like some big evil exploitation.
So glad you're okay, Safi. And I'm happy you don't feel alone anymore, but I know what happens when you just use your powers without thinking. They're not a get out of jail free card.
No, they're not.
Okay, Max Caulfield.
Be seeing you.
Now that would terrify me, the idea that she could go somewhere else as me and do something else that I wouldn't do. Gonna tell my kids this was Professor X and Magneto. Bruh. Come on, Elliot. Yeah, that choice just doesn't do it for me. Yasmin's supposed to be the villain, and you don't really get much with her, and then Safi just decides she's going to suddenly go off on her own, and... Like, I understand her wanting a clean break, that makes sense, but something like I'm going to round up the superpowered people... It just doesn't land. It just doesn't land. When I played it, I agreed, but in my mind it was like an, oh shit, I want you to still like me right now, but I'm secretly going to be coming up with a plan to make you not crazy, hopefully. That makes sense, Embers, yeah. I do love this song. Same song they used in the very first scene of the first chapter. The cat! Oh, I haven't seen this now! Here we go! The conclusion of the cat story! Here we go! Hey Max, Loretta said she just got to the North Quad. Thanks again for doing this. Oh, here we go. There's Loretta. Loretta. I've got to stop doing that.
I'm glad Jackie texted me a reminder this morning. With everything that happened, I'd completely forgotten about the hostage exchange.
The ice again?
Hey.
Really? Not the
Oh,
ice
it was a
cracking
guess.
again.
Not a hostage.
You know that's not their name, right?
Let me live in delusion a little longer.
Hey, don't let them go.
I know their tricks.
What is it with the ice cracking
Good birds,
noises?
aren't
Why does it keep doing that? Aww.
Ellerton House will be gloomier without you. I wish you well on all your cat endeavors. Thanks for doing this. I'm glad I posted those photos online. I hope Jackie will forgive me for keeping your cat for a few days.
Knowing her next piece will be an ode to Max Caulfield. This cat is her whole life.
What is with the ice
I'm seeing her
cracking?
this afternoon for coffee. My first time spending time with someone since...
Bye, Iris.
Are we just not going to talk about anything, Loretta? No? Okay, bye. Bye! Oh, now she's just stood over there. Oh. Moses, so far so good. By the way, everyone's here at the turtle now. You sure you want to do this? Yeah. What is this? Well, we'll find out. Mum and Dad, sorry for all text concern. Figure things are still down your area. You have a phone access right now. Sorry, you guys. It's been a long, weird week. I'm okay. Promise to call you later when things are settled. And
She knows
here
me
we
better
are.
than anyone. Knew me better than anyone. The me now, though, after all this, maybe it's time I found out who that Max is.
Yo, Max, I get it if I'm the last person you wants to hear from. Saw on the news about the storm and I hope you're alright. Damn.
No more lies. No more hiding.
Okay.
They're all waiting for me at the Snapping Turtle.
Time to go there. But I'm going to do a very quick pause to go for another toilet break. 'Cause for some reason, I need to go again. So YouTube obviously will cut ahead now. And Twitch people, I'll be back in just one moment. Sorry. Not the go piss girl in the line in the chat, Embers. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue. We'll do a quick little jump ahead. And boom. Alright, let's go talk to Loretta, because I want to see if she has anything else to say about the storm. It's quite clear they kind of like had the Ultimate Edition stuff, and then now she has to be here for the base game conversation. Even though really she probably wouldn't be here.
Hi again. How are you doing?
Oh, at least she says hi again.
Still alive, I guess. Thanks, by the way, for what you did at the Nebula. I froze up.
Not unlike Nebula itself.
Hey,
Payday 3 reference.
You were overwhelmed. Most people aren't prepared for reality to break like that.
So, do you also remember that there were like 2 of you? And now they're fighting for space in your head?
Well, it didn't work the same way for me. But that's because... Wait, are you asking on the record?
This isn't for my podcast, I swear. I'm putting that on pause for now.
Good.
I'm glad. There's always time for clout chasing next semester.
Damn, Miss Caulfield. Harsh. But fair.
Yeah, extremely fair. Very harsh,
Take
but
care
very
of yourself,
fair.
okay? We've all had it rough.
Right back at you.
Okay. Oh, and there's the cat. Iris.
Can't believe how much I'm going to miss little Iris.
Aw. Well. Let's go to the snapping turtle. Let's go find out. Let's face the music. Although I do see a certain Mr. Colmenero chilling on the statue. Let's see what he's got to say for himself. That tyrant.
Working on your new book? Maybe you should switch to science fiction.
He does not look impressed.
Real fucking funny. I just had some kind of psychological breakdown and you're laughing.
3 people are dead and you're laughing.
I don't really know how to explain what happened. But you should think of it as a second chance.
My life's fucking trash now. No thanks to you and Safi. You're toxic, Max. I can't surround myself with that kind of energy.
You brought it on yourself.
Maybe I'll write my own book. About this whole mess. My side of the story.
Yeah, I'm glad that we feel the same on that, Max.
Well,
fucking idiot.
goodbye, Lucas. Good luck.
No, bad luck.
Go fuck yourself, Max.
At least an arsehole right to the end. Bruh. Well, let's go to the turtle. Oh, there's one more thing. Hey, remember the person who's meant to be the bad guy?
I haven't heard from her since the day she came out of surgery. Hello?
Hello, Maxine.
How's your shoulder? How's your mental health? Shoulder, I guess?
How's your shoulder?
The bullet missed any major veins. But it will be months of physical therapy before I can use my arm.
You'll live.
Yasmin, what you saw during the storm...
I don't need an explanation. Not yet. If I try to understand, then there will be no room for my recovery. And I will recover. I have to find Safia.
Good luck with that.
Any news about your job? I heard the board,
I have been arguing with them. I made my mistakes, but these are offset by an excellent track record.
And did the board buy that?
They did not, no. I have been asked, forced to step down. I love my daughter, Maxine, just like you. I am not a monster.
I haven't heard from Safi, if that's what you're trying to ask.
Oh. I had hoped. apparently well past the appointed time to take my painkillers.
I can buy that, like, you know, she's a mother
Until
who cares
next
for her
time.
kid, even though she's done it in a very bad and manipulative and toxic way. But again, I just don't, as villains go, I don't buy it at all. It's just very bleh. You're a bit of a monster. What do you mean a bit of a monster? What the hell, Embers?
Nothing.
Oh, you mean Yasmin? I was like, damn, that felt a bit personal. Time to go to the turtle that snaps. And snap some turtles. Hopefully we won't do that. Turtles are cool. They don't deserve to be snapped. Or anything. Time to face the music.
Well,
Not a peep.
guess I'm not surprised. Would you come looking for us if you were her?
Safi's, I think, if they're writing alone in the last couple of chapters as an ending, she's very unpredictable.
But it's not me. It's Safi. Does anyone ever know what she'll do next? Does she?
Maybe we should go easy on her. Wait for her to pick up the pieces.
Vin and Reggie are together.
In the meantime,
Take your time. I'll be here when you're done.
Just talk to him now instead, anyway. Alright.
I want to check on how everyone's doing first.
If anyone has had the storm last week, please let your girl know, because that was wild. Is anyone else really fucked up from that storm? My brain is not operating right, and I'm not sure what to tell someone I just became really close to. Ooh. Schrodinger opening that box and finding his cat miraculously alive.
You're the one who's been texting me for days.
Well, you're the only person who was there. Who else am I gonna text?
Hey, Max. Our Lady of the Storm.
Wow, let's not do that. How are you guys holding up?
Oh, my whole world has been rocked. You rocked my world.
Oh, that was way too flirty of a line.
I remember a bunch of things happening that I plan to repress until I have a spectacular nervous breakdown at age 40.
Try therapy!
Honestly, you might want to try therapy.
Therapy! My dad will love that.
For now, I just want to get through this election.
Oh, right. The Abraxas election. So you're not stepping down?
I'd ask how you know that. But at this point, Caulfield, if you grew another head, I wouldn't even blink.
I wonder how you can get him to step down, because he can step down. I suppose maybe if you have Safi turn into Finn? Possibly? I don't know. You can take photos of everyone as well, though.
Do you guys mind if I take a picture?
Hell yes. Put us in the next Caulfield collection.
Survivors of the Storm.
They're kind of a cute couple, honestly.
Aww. They are cute. They are cute. Starting to believe no law of physics, known or unknown can keep these two apart. Don't tell me you got all mushy on me, Caulfield. No, it's cool, letter. I want to see us happy. Are we happy? I am, and I know you'll come around a little bit. Aww. What about you, Diamond? I like that I have to talk to everyone, but she just walks up to me here.
You're gonna explain what happened, right?
Hey. You okay?
What do you think it all means? Why you? Or Safi?
Still trying to figure that out.
I'm still trying to understand. I didn't know anyone else had powers until I met Safi.
You could do it meeting Daniel Diaz and
That
Alex
must have
Chen.
been a revelation.
no idea.
Life really is strange sometimes.
How are we supposed to walk around knowing something like that could happen?
With your legs. Quite useful.
You already handle that. Every day. Anything could happen at any moment. You could be hit by a car. Struck by lightning.
What a cheery thing to say.
Is this your pep talk?
It's not a good one, is it? Whoops. Oh, new post from Colmenero. Much has been written about the proverbial calm before the storm, yet what of the calm that follows? Coming to terms with the enormity of existential dread, one, you survived and are left to pick up the pieces of your life. Yet like Prospero, the tempest sends me out into the unknown. Nice before the storm reference. The mystery is the point, I suppose. Hope I'm brave enough to face whatever may come head on. To that end, I am working on a statement that addresses the claims made about me at the recent Krampus on Campus event. Please extend your grace to me and all of us as I choose the right words. This user has turned off comments on the post. Bruh. What a prick. Amanda!
So you're Super Max. Guess your secret identity's gone, huh?
I wanted to tell you.
But you couldn't. Just like with the Maya thing. Any more secrets, or do I finally get to know you now?
I'm an alien from outer space. There's more? What else?
I don't know. This isn't my first time seeing a storm like this. It's not super easy to explain.
It is pretty insane.
Slightly, yeah. A little bit.
You know, I remember rejecting you. And then you just found a version of me that still wanted you. A pretty cool trick. But kind of fucked up.
Very. I'm glad they at least say it.
Where does that leave us? I'd understand if this changes things.
I don't know if I can answer that right now.
My answer would be, yes, it changes things. No.
All of this scares the shit out of me, honestly. If it weren't you, I don't know how down I would be to play Lois Lane. But it is you. And I like you.
She's so damn bad for Max. My goodness.
I think I need time to sort out my shit. Give me a little. And then who knows? Maybe you can win me back.
I mean, yeah, because it is very screwed up with Max. I mean, you could twist it to be like, alright, Barney. You could twist it to be like, oh, well, it's just her showing how much she cares for you, that, you know, the next time she got a chance to be with someone who didn't reject her, that was the same person, she leapt on it, but still, the ickiness wins out for me. It's just, yeah, it's rough. Anyway.
One more photo for the road?
Sure. You keep at this, I'm gonna have to start charging a modeling fee.
Ha ha.
Oh, she doesn't look particularly happy. Ooh, yikes. Don't think I'll ever get tired of this face. Is there anything else you want to tell us, Amanda? For love it all is holy, that's what the sibling group chat is for, not crosstalk. Ha! Actually, I didn't get a photo of Diamond. Where did Diamond go? She's next to Moses. Gonna get a photo of her?
That's Storm. Hey, Diamond. I'd like to get a photo for the end of the year.
It is weird they keep saying the end of the year, by the way. Like, the school year doesn't end in December. Or does it? Am I missing something about American universities?
I was hoping she'd be a little more enthused, but...
Yeah, nothing major. So much going on behind that faint smile, I only wish I knew what. If you find out, let us know. Me and Vonnie have been trying to figure that smile out since we were kids, no doubt plotting something against Abraxas' leadership. I don't know, Max, maybe it's okay to not know everything. Let a smile be a smile. Damn.
Do you blame Safi for what happened?
Alright, sheesh. Can I get a photo of Moses?
I just want to know she's okay.
Yeah.
What do you say to a picture? For old time's sake?
Moses has hypothermia.
Aww.
And now, crippling anxiety.
Oh, that's real. Oh, that's very real.
Never have enough shots of Moses.
He looks so out of it. Oh, whoops. Asking Moses to act natural seems to result in the exact opposite. More research needed. I'll get started on the grant proposal right away. He's been that way since we were little. You say you don't look at the camera, and guess what he did?
Everything's changing so fast.
And we finish with Gwen.
Some weather we're having, am I right?
Hope that wasn't the grand explanation you promised us.
Hey, isn't eloquence your job? I just take the photos.
I felt how much she hated me, Max. It was terrifying. And disappointing.
It's all because of Yasmin. I mean, it is. Even if I don't
Yasmin
buy
played
it.
everyone against each other, Gwen. She used you.
I don't think I've ever felt like such a mark.
It's in the past now.
I hope so. Oh, one more thing. That video footage of me, that was Safi, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck. That girl never does anything halfway. Neither do you, now that I think about it. Anyway, I talked to the committee that fired me. There's enough weird shit that's happened. I think I can argue my way back in. I failed Safi. But there's other students here I can still support. I won't just let it go.
Good.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Gwen doesn't actually have to be in this scene at the end. If you if you don't get that USB, that probably is the choice with the most consequences, ironically.
Everyone. Okay, Moses. Let's give them the talk.
Man, we'll photo Gwen
Mind
first.
if I take a snapshot to remember you by?
She's not going anywhere.
Whatever you want. This could be your last chance to take my photo. Make it count.
Says who? At what point have we said this is the last chance that she's got? Aside from obviously in the game. Oh, well, look at her. Badass. Badass. It wasn't until I met Gwen that I learned what a bad bitch truly was. Bruh. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, Mr. Moses, let's have a chat.
If something happened in the storm, I mean, if you want to talk about anything.
I'm fine, all right? Jesus. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap.
Sorry to interrupt. I just, you know, we're at the end of the game, so.
Everyone's pretty shell-shocked.
No wonder.
Yep.
How about you? Still excited to have double memories?
I wonder how that would feel in your head.
You're the only one. Seriously? Come on. It's fascinating.
I would be quite fascinated by it. I'd be creeped out, but I
Well,
would be fascinated.
I feel better knowing you stood up to Safi. She cares what you think. Maybe it'll make a difference.
Maybe. Well, it's not over.
I don't think it's over. At least she knows I'll be hanging around if she tries anything bad.
And me. I'll be ready next time.
Hey. We're a team, right?
The music.
I'll handle it with you.
What might
No more
be
hiding or running away.
my favorite song of the year. I adore this. Written for
What
this
about
game.
the blue-haired girl, Chloe? Are you ready to stop hiding from her?
It's finally starting to make sense.
I think so. Not yet, but
I never knew what to say.
I really hope that means we see her. I really hope that means we see her again. But more on that later. I love this song. Never listened properly to Chloe Moriondo before, but I absolutely adore this song. So gorgeous.
To have you on my side, I feel fine some days. I just wanna get it
I think it's time I explained a few things. It won't always make sense. And I'm not proud of every decision I made. But
you don't walk away like the rest do. And suddenly I have so much more I could tell.
it's the truth. What's coming next is going to be difficult. For all of us.
On my side,
But we're going to get through it together. I promise.
I just wanna get it right. And I know that I won't have to
This time, I'm not going anywhere.
Damn right. Damn right. And there we have it. That is the ending of Life is Strange Double Exposure. Man, it's crazy to think that it's been like 3 years since the last one. I remember streaming all these then. And here we are with another one that's over. It's insane. It's genuinely insane. Can I leave this on sped up mode? No, I can't. Oh, man. Okay, so. Thoughts. Without spoiling anything, there is an end credit scene. So, let's put this down a little bit. There is an end credit scene. So there's only so much I can say at this point, because there's a little bit more I do want to say. However, thoughts on the game before that. As I've said, I think my opinions stay the same for these last 2 chapters compared to before playing it here to playing it here again. I think the strongest points of these last 2 chapters are those character moments, those the beats with people like Moses, with Amanda, with even some of Safi's stuff. I think the game really suffers from pitching you a particular story. Safi's killed, the killer's going to strike again in 2 timelines. Who's done it? That storyline is a fantastic idea, but it isn't what you get. Within the first 2 chapters, it starts to gravitate away from that dramatically. And I said this in my review, I don't mind stories having misdirects if the misdirect is good and is worth keeping hidden. Also love this song. But I don't think the story they kept hidden was better in comparison. And that's my biggest problem with this game. It is the strength of the narrative, and it's a shame because these games live and die on their narrative. But everything else about this game, whether it's the visuals, the audio, obviously some bugs like the ice and stuff, but the visual and audio presentation, the facial animations, the character performances, the environments, the settings, the lighting, it's gorgeous. Through and through. It's absolutely fantastic. Oh, God. Stuff's stuck in my throat. Everything about this game beyond that is genuinely fantastic. My only issues come in, and this cast, all of them fantastic. Really great performances, genuinely across the board. But I just don't think, personally, that the way the narrative goes, especially towards the end, makes any sense to me. And there's Chloe Price, Rihanna DeVries, very briefly. So weird. And again, the only other thing is just the way they handled Life is Strange 1. This is an issue. Why I've got a sharp in my hand, I don't know. This is an issue that has been talked about a lot. Like, a lot recently. Especially when the first 2 chapters came out. And I do kind of get the impression they just kind of want to pretend Chloe doesn't exist in some ways, because they say they're gonna, like, respect both endings of the game. Do I think they did that? I don't really know. I don't really know if I feel like it was fully respected. It was respected in the sense that they gave you the option to talk about them, but you don't get much time with them, and the game doesn't really change much beyond that, and I wouldn't expect it to have a full overchange, because, like, it's not Detroit Become Human. But, and even that really still followed a linear path, even if, like, consequences changed, which they did, granted. But I feel as though it was very surface level. Chloe was there because they knew she kind of had to be briefly, but they didn't have her face appear at any point, bar the photo, I guess. They didn't even have, like, archival audio used, especially in those first 2 chapters where you get little bits of audio from the first game, but they're re-recorded, they're not archival, which is just so bizarre to me. Not just not using the audio, but making them re-recorded, but also make Rihanna DeVries do the voices, which, if you need an update, Rihanna DeVries voiced Chloe in Life is Strange Before the Storm. Ashley Birch is the original voice actress who even came back for the farewell episode of Before the Storm. But for some reason, just didn't. Sam Bowling, Amanda's comedy. That's the one who plays Amanda, right? So she wrote Amanda's own jokes. Ha! But yeah, they're like re-recordings with a different actress, and I don't mind Rihanna Reese playing Chloe. I thought she did a really good performance. I don't think she's quite as strong as Ashley Birch, but Ashley gave a really good performance, and it's hard to compete. That's nothing against Rihanna. But I feel like every time Max was on screen, Ashley was the voice of Chloe. So for it to now be Rihanna in a Max game, it's just a little odd. I don't know. But I'm intrigued to see, you know, like in whatever they do in the future of this franchise. Again, credit scene. We'll talk about it more in a minute. But I'm intrigued to see what they do. Like, yeah, people are saying it could be the Strike Embers, and originally Ashley didn't voice Chloe in Before the Storm because of the 2017 SAG-AFTRA strike. So it could be that again, but they only went on strike, I think, a month or so before this game came out. So unless it was like some major afterthought where they decided to just add a couple of re-recordings in, like in the 11th hour, I don't buy that as an excuse. Or a reason, I should say. Excuse sounds more vindictive. I don't know. So Chloe's handling could have been better, definitely. Does that ruin the game for me? No. Because the thing is, there are a lot of people in the Life is Strange community, especially on Twitter, because Twitter has everyone with every opinion on that site. But there was this argument that Max couldn't have her own game because Max and Chloe are a pair. Now, granted, Max and Chloe are a pair. I fully back that. Would have liked to see Chloe in this game. But does that mean that Max can't have her own game without Chloe? Not at all. I don't believe that for a second. That's why I like this game for the most part. I really do. There is this attitude that because Chloe's not there, this game shouldn't exist, and I think that is way past unnecessary. So, that's just out of order. That does not, however, mean that I think Chloe couldn't have been handled better. She definitely could. I'm kind of in the middle. Closer to not caring to caring, though. I just really like Chloe. She's a very important character in these games. Before this game, I would say she was the most central protagonist of the franchise, for sure. Even though she's not the one you play as in Life is Strange, she's kind of the one the plot revolves around. But having Max have her own game separate now does give her more agency, which I like. Max has always been a character I've really liked, and as I've said previously, even in some of these episodes, is someone I relate to heavily. Whether it be that interest in photography, which granted she gave me in hindsight, but never quite fitting in class, being more of a studious, not quite quiet person. I was never a quiet person, but I did kind of keep to myself in a lot of times, at least in my own private life. I was never that connected to social media as a kid, which is crazy considering I've been doing YouTube for over 10 years now. But yeah, I just relate to her character a lot, and seeing her get more of an evolution, like she's the best she's ever looked or sounded. Hannah Tell absolutely smashed it, and as I mentioned earlier, kind of in the middle of playing, like Hannah also, you can tell she was never a voice actor when she started playing Life is Strange or started portraying Max. That wasn't something she was really very experienced with, and yet, especially now, you can see how much she's come on, because even just portraying the Safi version of Max or the Nathan version of Max, you can see the differences, not just in the voice, but in the facial animations as well, which is real praise to her. That's fantastic. Like I said, everything in this game beyond just the end plot, with the way it kind of careers at the end, is fantastic. It's across the board. The idea that this would be some kind of cash grab or that Deck 9 don't care about the franchise, there have been arguments. I've seen the Reddit threads that some of you probably have seen. To very briefly explain it, but not go massively into it, because I don't know how valid it is and I wouldn't want to give too much credence. Someone did appear on Reddit claiming to be an ex-Deck 9 developer and claims that no one in the higher positions at Deck 9 care about Life is Strange anymore. I'm choosing not to believe that, because even though the way that Chloe was handled wasn't the best, I personally feel that the effort they put into Max's character and what she did and who she was sells me that they do care. I'm not going to say for a second that I think they don't care anymore. You know, there are certain angles to this, like the commercial aspect of the Ultimate Edition and the way that was delivered this time versus True Colors, that I don't like. But the thing is, for me, the obvious telltale sign as to whether this was a cash grab or not would be if you look at the main character and think any other character that wasn't Max could be in her place. And I don't personally believe that's the case. I think too much is based around Max, her personality, the photography, and everything like that, for it to not have always been about her. You know? So I don't buy for a second that there isn't care in the studio. Personally, I'm against that. I think that's bollocks. I think Deck 9 truly care. And on the net, as much as my favourite game is the original, and I love what Dotnod have set up, if I actually look at, like, net value for Life is Strange, Deck 9 have done more for me with this franchise than Dotnod have. A lot of you know, Life is Strange 2, I don't particularly love. I like the first and last episodes, but the pacing is not good. I don't think Daniel's a very good character. It feels like the power is more of a hindrance in that game, and I don't like not being able to control it. It feels like it only comes up to cause trouble rather than be an interesting mechanic. And then also, which Dotnod have owned up to, the pacing in releasing the episodes was fucking terrible. It was like 4 months between every single one. So if you had any investments, that was gone. But then also the biggest criminal offense with that game was that the characters never stuck around. I will always, always, always wish we had more of Lila in Life is Strange 2. Easily the most interesting supporting character, and she was gone within half an hour. A couple of little small cameos after that, and she's gone. Like, I just didn't like that. I can appreciate what Donna were trying to do, and they talked about some important things in that game. The level of care put to them or ham-fistedness is something that's been debated since, but that's not something I want to comment on. There are people far wiser and with more personal experiences, especially with racism towards those particular ethnic groups, that I don't feel I need to comment on. Other people can do that. But yeah, I just didn't love that game. Whereas Before the Storm and True Colors, I adore. And it's funny, I think I mentioned this, but when I replayed Life is Strange 1 and Before the Storm before this game came out, I went into Before the Storm fully expecting that I was going to go, this hasn't aged well. I don't think this hits the same. Genuinely, really still love it to bits. It's still fantastic. It's still fantastic. I think Deck 9 really aced both those games. And I think they still pretty much ace this one. Like I said, so just to be completely, like, just to say it for the statement and to wrap it up, I really like how the story starts. Chapters 1, 2, and 3, you can make arguments for being some of the best Life is Strange has ever been. But as soon as we get the twist of who Safi is, and then, especially in episode 4, like when I remember first playing this, as soon as Max went, Lucas can be dealt with, I was just kind of like, we're in the penultimate chapter, we're building up to some big reveal, and we're going to spend it ratting out a guy who, granted, deserves to be ratted out, but is this where you want the story to go? To me, it feels like they had ideas for some really good character moments with Max, with the cliffhangers, with the reveals, and then they didn't quite know what to do with some of the stuff around that. That's my biggest complaint. I don't feel like Yasmin is a convincing villain. I don't feel like the choices in episodes 4 and 5, like the narrative choices, sorry, make much of a difference. Choices in this game don't have much significance. That is also the case. Like I said, the biggest one is Gwen's USB. That does have some knock-on effects, and also the restraining order with Lucas. That can have small knock-on effects in the 4th episode, or 3rd. I lost track. But overall, they don't hit very well, and I think it's most apparent with the ending. That ending scene is the exact same. I think maybe, like, obviously Moses talking about, you know, I'm glad you stood up to Safi, that line would be different, but would anything else be different? Not really. And that's a shame. I don't need some ending that's, like, completely, like, 2 entirely different scenes, although that would be nice. I think still one of my favourite things in any choice-based game ever, and this is a deep cut, was Telltale's Game of Thrones. Without spoiling it too much, the 6 episodes in that game, and the 5th episode, it ends with a choice as to who lives or who dies, and it's 2 of the biggest characters in the game. And depending on who you pick, their story, because there are several ongoing stories in that game, but their story, which is the biggest part of the final chapter, is completely different. You literally have a completely different episode 6 based on who survives there. And I loved that. I don't need Life is Strange to do that, but I do need the final scenes to feel different enough. Before the Storm managed that, Life is Strange 1 managed that. True Colors, maybe not so much, fair. But, I mean, certainly Life is Strange 2 did. That's why I like that last episode. It does feel like the consequences actually go somewhere. And, yes, Alien, as I was going to say as well, Batman the Enemy Within. The final episode of Season 2 of the Telltale Batman game also has that. And it's fantastic. And actually, fun fact, never quite replayed the other story on that. I need to. So funny. I was only going to say a couple of things. I think I've been sat here for like 15 minutes now talking about this. But, yeah, overall, I was sitting on a 6.5 to a 7. I will settle on a 7. And... you know, it's a lot to drop it by 3. Oh, they mentioned the Titan Comics, Emma Vicelli, and Claudia Leonardi and Andrea Rizzo. Are the comics mentioned somewhere in this game that I didn't know? That's really cool. Huh. But yeah, I just think that narrative fall off in the end really suffers it, especially in a game that is so important with respect to its story and how stories come across and how strong they are and what they mean to you. I don't feel like the final chapters live to the same standard that Life is Strange to me is known to, is important for, is significant for. And it's just kind of like, I'm not sat here angry or disappointed, I'm sat here like, I know you can do it. I've seen you do it, especially Deck 9. I feel like just this one time they just kind of lost it a little bit. For the future, I don't have less faith. I know there are a lot of people in the community who feel very abrasive right now, and I really, really hope, my biggest fear, this is the worst reviewed Life is Strange game on OpenCritic, not by much, it's by like a couple of percent, like 71 or something on OpenCritic, or like some of the user reviews are really low in some platforms though. I just hope this game sold well enough for Deck 9 to do more. Dontnod won't do more. We know this now. They're doing their own things, doing Lost Records. Deck 9 seems to be fully in charge of Life is Strange, well, under Square Enix. So I just hope that this game performs well enough for Deck 9 to do another one and to show that, you know, the criticisms people have, while a lot of them are valid, this is a blip in the road. It's not some big downwards collapse for the studio. I wouldn't want that. This is a franchise I hold very near and dear, and after what they set up in this end credit scene, which we're going to get to now, I don't want that to not be answered. That's my biggest fear right now. I do have a fear in the back of my mind that's like, oh wow, they're crediting some of these songs. I've seen some of these before, Follow the Low Tide. Those are old ones. I have a fear that this game won't do well enough for it to do more, and I really hope that's not true. And that's not me fear-mongering, it's just in the back of my head, you know? I really hope we get to see another game that follows on from this story. But I'm not saying any more than that because it's time to show you how it ends. Sorry for skipping some of the credits. Still much love to everyone involved with this game. You all did a fantastic job, genuinely. Even for my small gripes, fantastic what you did. This is the first time we've had an after-credit scene as well, right? I think so. And there was an ulterior motive to be mentioning why I wanted more of Diamond, because look at this! Her nose is bleeding, which means...
Shit. Shit.
We're gonna have to get you a blood transfusion.
What the fuck are you doing here?
You remember me. That's flattering.
See, that's some of the energy that I missed from Safi in some of the later episodes.
I've seen nosebleeds like that before. So you can run, or you can follow me and get some answers. Your choice.
Yeah, if you didn't know that, there is a reason I danced around the ending there, because that is... yeah. So that's the reason I said about them the next game, because, yeah, that's the first time we've had a Marvel-esque character will return. When I first saw that, I was very much like, oh god, oh no. Like, now I'm like, okay, fine. Like, especially seeing how Max is in this game and where they've left it, I am definitely intrigued to see what they do next. But I do have a fear in the back of my mind it's going to go a bit too Marvel. That does scare me. I don't want this to turn into an Avengers Assemble thing, and I certainly... My fear right now is that they're going to bring Daniel and Alex into this from Life is Strange 2 and True Colors. And I don't know how I feel about that. The problem is, Life is Strange has always been an anthology game. It's about individual stories, human characters with some supernatural elements, and exploring that. If you suddenly abandon that human element, or at least blindside it for the sake of having everyone with powers together for some big grander story, I don't think that's something I want. I don't think that's something a lot of people want. That does worry me, and that's why I'm worried about the reception, because naturally people are not responding well to that, and that I really don't blame them on, because that feels like they're trying to franchise this game, which just is not the thing you need to do. It is already a franchise just by its own nature, but you don't need to actually MCUify it. That does scare me a little bit. So I hope that ends up meaning absolutely nothing, and that Max returns, and yeah, we get Safi exploring powers with Diamond and stuff, but we find other people with powers. Maybe one or two other characters who are different. Maybe reference. You could reference Life is Strange 2. Say, there was something about a Mexican kid trying to cross the border, or Hispanic, or I can't remember the ethnicity, sorry, of Daniel and Sean, but, you know, there was something about them trying to cross the Mexican border, and there was some weird freak powers. I couldn't track them down, though. Or I heard something about someone who could sense emotions, and there was some tragedy in Colorado. Mention that. Right? Like you could mention it, but bringing them back? Don't know. And then there's a Chloe of all. They seem to reference that she might come back, or that Max might go back to her. And if you don't know, if you picked the Bay ending rather than the Chloe ending, so saving the town, the discussion there is, are you going to go back to Arcadia Bay? And if you're wondering, like in my head, I'm thinking, well, how would they be able to go back to Arcadia Bay in one future game and not the other? If you do explore, I must have missed it somewhere here, or maybe it's in one of the articles, I didn't read it properly. They do note in this game, in the Sacrifice the Town ending, Saving Chloe ending, that they have rebuilt Arcadia Bay. It's been rebuilt over the course of the last decade. So that means that, you know, forgiving the fact that a rebuilt town wouldn't look the same as the original, they could just have Arcadia Bay in both games. And my personal thought is there will be some kind of return to Arcadia Bay in the next one. They might even friggin' call it that, Life is Strange Return to Arcadia Bay. But that would be then a good chance to really bring Chloe back. Even if it's not majorly, because again, you can't have a game that relies around her and then a game that doesn't. But some scenes where she can show up, where she might fill a role that another character fills in if she's not there, you know? There's stuff they could do with that, and I hope that they take the chance to bring her back. I really do. Especially if we're doing more with Max now. Now we've had a chance to explore her. There's a teasers about Arcadia Bay and Chloe and the future of Safi's powers, etc. Let's see where that goes. I'm hesitant, but there's definitely good things they could do with it. So, we'll see. We won't find out for like another 3 years probably, but either way. So, choices. Again, I'm not convinced these have changed at all since I played this before it came out, because I swear it was the exact same stats afterwards. 68% agreed to join the Safi, which it just doesn't feel like a choice Max would make. I get it, it's choice, player choice. You choose what you think, but especially with everything Max learned from the first game, to then suddenly be abusive with your powers, to unite people with powers and be some more powerful people, it's not in Max's character. Like, that isn't an obvious... I know, obviously, I picked agree the first time, but I think I was just fucking flabbergasted as to what was going on. Just kind of went, yeah, go on, why not? When I gave it even the slightest modicum of thought, I was like, no! No! Why? No, absolutely not. So, whatever. Safi feels that you abandoned her. Tough shit. And then we have optional things. So Max did not comment on the graffiti. Well, Victoria Chase, whoops. Max found the restroom in the storm and helped her. Max did not reflect in the bowling alley. I think if you do that, actually, I forgot. Like Safi kind of talks to her, like, do you often sit here and brood? Nightstand librarian. Max looked at all the books in the nightstand. Max reminisced on the lockpick set. Loretta had a change of heart in how she reports stories. Reggie and Vin have reconciled. Vin plans to run again. Gwen will keep fighting the committee's decision. The board forced Yasmin out of the presidency. I don't know how you get the board to not force her out. So, I don't know how that happens. Max did not reflect in the North Quad. Max told Moses she'll be here if Safi comes back. There you go. Well, I mean, that's probably what's going to happen anyway, isn't it, realistically, so. Wonder what Dontnod would do if they still had Square Enix. Well, I know that the original game director, Michel Koch, or Koch, or however you say his name, has said that, you know, he's seen some of what they're doing with the story, and they wouldn't have done it the same way, which of course they wouldn't. But he said he already made peace with that with Before the Storm. And that has got to be a strange feeling, to create a universe and create characters where, you know, you kind of have to then see them be handled by other people. That's got to be very tough personally to deal with, and I can respect, like, he might not like that. And sure, I would love to see what else he'd done with Max and Chloe, but he always said from the start they never wanted to follow that story up. They didn't want to create a canon ending. And that is a problem you walk into with a game like this with open arms if you bring Max back. You know? I think they did as good a job as they could have done in giving Max a new story without trying to decanonize an ending, but it doesn't mean they could have done more with some of them. They definitely could have done more to individualize some of those endings. Even just the extra scene here and there, just to make it feel like more fleshed out and unique based on that choice. But the game as a whole could have done with that. Just a few extra scenes and extra dialogue bits just to make these choices feel more. I don't play these games for the impact of choices. Like, for me, it's the importance of that stress you feel in the moment of, oh my god, what should I pick? But I definitely feel this game overall had less of an impact choice-wise than others, and I wouldn't have minded seeing a few more. It doesn't really bring my score down too much, but I know that's important to some people, so, you know. I don't know. Yeah, I love this menu music too. Soundtrack again across this game, fantastic. But ladies and gentlemen, that is Life is Strange Double Exposure, both Chapter 5 and the end of the game. I really hope you've enjoyed me streaming this. If you're watching this back on YouTube afterwards, I hope you've enjoyed me playing it. These games don't always do as well on my channel, but as I've said before, it's something that's very personal to me, and I'm glad that at least some of you join me for the ride and take part in the choices, give me your thoughts. And I hope just hearing me ramble about a franchise that I love so dearly is at least somewhat interesting to you. So thank you. I really do appreciate it. If you've enjoyed all the streams on Twitch, make sure you drop me a follow. You can subscribe to support me as well, or donate underneath the stream window. If you're on YouTube watching this back, you can like the video, subscribe to see more content from me. Leave your thoughts in a comment. Let me know what you think of the game, these episodes, anything. But I really appreciate you all being here. So I will wrap up the YouTube version here. Twitch people, stick around for a minute. But for the YouTube folks, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all very soon with some more content. Much love. Stay safe. Thank you for watching. Take care. And there you go. I'll end the stream on both platforms now. But, yeah, we beat it. We beat the game. I'm glad I started a bit earlier because it's already 11 PM. Sheesh. But I'm really glad I did those two together on stream. I think it's much better that way. Especially with how much shorter they are. I mean, look, 3.5 hours to get through that. And a lot of that, like the tail end, like 20, 30 minutes was me waffling through the credits anyway. So realistically, you can get through the last two chapters like in pretty much the same time it can take you to do one or two of the, like chapters 1 or chapter 2. So I think it's better to play those two back to back at the very least. But thank you all for being here. Greatly appreciate it. It's nice to have some of you join me for this. It really does mean a lot, genuinely. Both on YouTube and on Twitch. You know, Ribbons, Embers, Game Freak, Hey Now, Kerwin. Elian, all of you, and Dude, Noel. Appreciate you all being here, genuinely. Really, really do. But yeah, so we'll wrap it up there. I don't know if anyone's going to be streaming right now that I can raid on Twitch. It does not seem like it, so we will just wrap up there. So thank you all for hanging out. Greatly appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow at the usual time of 7 PM GMT. That is UK time with Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Do some more zombies fun. Maybe the Terminus Easter egg. That could be really good. I'd like to try and do that as a group. I've not done it solo yet. I nearly got there, but maybe we should do it first time on stream. That could be good. But thank you all for being here. Greatly appreciate it. I've only been able to catch the end, but it's just as well. You can watch it all through if you want, game free. They're all going to be on YouTube. I've edited episodes 1 and 2, the streams, like cut out the dead air and intros and stuff. Haven't done it for yesterday's or today's yet, obviously. I need to wait a bit for the videos to process. So probably tomorrow I'll get those all sorted, or at the weekend. So by next week, they'll be trimmed down, ready for you to watch through like it's a Let's Play. But you can always just skip the little bits like the stream intros anyway. It's no great shakes. Right, people, that'll do me. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate you all being here, and I'll see you all tomorrow for some Black Ops 6. Much love. See you soon.